Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here at Siggraph 2016. It's day one, and I'm here with Animatrik's Brett Ineson. Brett, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to, well, first of all, why don't you just let us know what you guys do?
So we are a virtual production company. The core business is surrounded around performance capture. So we're capturing actors, body and face, rendering those in real time. And that sort of evolved into being on set, combining that with camera tracking so that you can see your live action plates and actors in conjunction with your digital actors and sets.
How important is it for you guys to be on set for a project?
So that's typically a creative and production decision by the studios. So we provide the technical support for it. So some films it's incredibly important, especially if you have characters that might be 14 feet tall, but they're played by a 6-foot person, and they have to interact with other actors who are of normal height. And so for the cinematographers to frame them up correctly in their shots, it's very difficult. But if you can visualize the 14-foot character in real time, then you shoot it just like you would any other film.
What are some of the tools that you guys call on for different productions? I mean, do you have a set that you always use, or does it depend on the project?
It typically depends on the project. We certainly have go-to tools. Because we're an independent, we can use any equipment that is available. So as far as motion capture systems go, we have Vicon systems, Giant systems, Natural Point systems. So we don't tend to get too religious about any of them. We'll deploy what fits the project.
Okay, and recently you've been able to capture the surface of the face, is that correct?
Yeah, so that's a new offering for us. So what we do is we use an array of cameras, and we capture the surface in high detail at 60 frames a second. So we're able to reconstruct a new mesh on every frame, and then we can track that into a normalized mesh to be rendered into a film or a game.
That's typically a pretty difficult thing to do, right? Hasn't that always sort of been the holy grail to get more realistic facial capture?
Yeah, and it's historically it's quite difficult because you need a lot of resolution because we're using optical flow through a technology called DI4D to essentially it locks onto anything it sees on your face. So that's going to be pores, freckles, and keep tracking those across consecutive frames. So in the past, you didn't have camera technology with the resolution that could see that fine detail, but now with all the computer vision advancement, we have lots of options for that.
Now, I know you can't talk about the project that you're using that on. Maybe a couple of months from now you can.
Yeah. So we do have one in production, a big feature film, and we think we'll be allowed to talk about that one in the fall.
Okay, good one. So why don't we touch on some of the stuff that you can talk about? Now, you recently worked on a film, also a game.
So probably the latest big release would have been the Warcraft film that was out last month, and that was quite a big project for the virtual production world. Virtual production on that one was treated like a department. There was 60 credited virtual production people, so significant amount. And for that film, they captured or used motion capture technology on set for the entire film, so they didn't chip away on a couple shots here and there. It was integrated into the entire production. And then I guess on the video game side, we've just completed a couple rounds for the Gears of War series done by Microsoft. So continuing on that Epic Games series.
Now, when you guys take on a film versus a game, does your process change at all, or is it just capturing the best images that you can?
For the most part, it's the same. So capturing human motion, we use motion capture cameras. We use the same solving technology. Where things start to separate or get a little different is when you're on set and you have to marry real world with the CG world. So in the video game side, you're always living in the CG world. So you don't have to start incorporating like movie cameras and things like that into the pipeline.
Well, before I let you go and check out what's new at the show, I know that you just moved into a new facility in Culver City. Can you talk about how big it is and what it all entails?
Yeah, so we moved into a space called Nant Studios, and it's a 15,000 square foot facility with around a 10,000 square foot sound stage, which is coincidentally the exact same as our location in Vancouver. It's also a 15,000 square foot facility with a 10,000 square foot soundstage. The Nant Studio in Culver City is pre-lit with a green screen, so it's very well suited for virtual productions and VR and AR production. And we've installed our motion capture equipment in there now, and so it's up and running.
Very cool. Well, Brett, thank you so much for popping by, and hope you have a good show. And I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective, and we'll see you again soon.